Hello, how's it going? So, I'm speaking English right now, but English is not my native language. I can express myself fluently and comfortably in English, but back then, when I was learning English, oh man, I could understand English perfectly, but when it was time to speak, my mind would go blank. It was like a system error. Please try again later. Then I realized I was doing three things completely wrong, but I fixed them. And once I fixed them, everything changed. Fluency happened much faster than I expected. So today I'm going to share with you my three simple strategies that took me from silent to fluent, so you can become fluent in English as fast as possible. That you might even be surprised at how fluent you sound in your very next English conversation. Strategy number one, stop translating in your head. You see, when you speak English, you get stuck in the habit of translating everything in English. You think in your native language first, then try to turn it in English before speaking. But that creates a roadblock. It's like having an English conversation while constantly flipping through a dictionary. It slows you down. It causes hesitation. And if you do manage to speak, your English sounds unnatural. So how do you get out of the transition trap? I'm going to give you one simple solution to stop translating when you want to speak. When you're in an English conversation, don't complicate everything. Just keep it simple. Focus on how to express your thoughts, your ideas, and your feelings in simple way. Use easy English that you're comfortable with. Like if you want to say something like, I was extremely exhausted after an intense workout, you can say something like, I was very tired after the gym. Just keep it simple. Use words you already know. Even if it's not perfect, it's better to speak confidently with simple words than to freeze trying to find smarter words. You don't need fancy words or complicated sentence structures. Keep it simple and direct. Just focus on clear and simple sentences that you can say quickly and confidently without translating. This makes it much easier for you to think directly in English because the sentences are familiar, short, and easy to build. All right, that was about how to think in English when you're in an English conversation. Now, I'm going to give you something to practice every day to start thinking in English. Narrate in your head in English. Like when you're tired, instead of thinking in your native language, train your brain to think directly in English. Say, I'm tired. Need some coffee? Don't say it in your native language. Say it in English. I need some coffee. So this way, over time, your brain will gradually shift to thinking in English more naturally, making it easier to communicate fluently without needing to translate. Strategy number two, activate your passive vocabulary. Look, if you understand English just fine, but you can't speak, it's because you have much bigger passive vocabulary. Let me explain. We all have two types of vocabulary, passive vocabulary and active one. So passive vocabulary first. These are the words that we understand, but we can't use them when we speak or write. You hear them in movies, conversations, or music, and then you go, yeah, I learned a new word. I know that word. But when it's time to speak, your brain skips over them. It's like recognizing a face in the crowd, but not knowing their name. Like you heard the word complicated in a movie, you understand it, but when you want to say it's complicated, your brain goes, oh, what's that word again? Now, active vocabulary. These are the words that we know, that we understand, and we can use them when we speak and write. They just pop out naturally when we talk. For example, the word complicated. You not only understand its meaning, but you say things like, this problem is so complicated. His explanation was so complicated. I didn't get it. Now, most people who complain why I can't speak English have much bigger passive vocabulary. Why is that happening? It's because they never apply what they've learned. I remember back then when I was trying to improve my English, I watched tons of movies, series, YouTube videos. And anytime I heard a new word, I'd get excited and I'd go, cool, I learned a new word. But later, when I wanted to use it, nothing. I'd go blank. The word was there in my head somewhere, but I couldn't pull it out because the word wasn't mine. I heard it once or twice, but I never used it. I didn't say it out loud. I didn't make my own sentences with it. So it stayed in my passive vocabulary. Now, if that's happening to you, you have to move words from passive to active. How to do it? Simple. Here are simple steps to make English words stick in your mind forever. Understand the word first. Don't just guess the meaning from context. Actually know what it really means. Context might help, but it's not always clear. You might guess it wrong and start using the word incorrectly. Look it up in a dictionary. You can use Oxford Dictionary or Cambridge Dictionary. They explain words in simple English and give you clear definitions, example sentences, and the word's form, whether it's a noun, verb, or adjective. Make personal connections with the word. Let's say the word that you've just learned is elated. So think of a moment in your life where the word would fit. For example, you might remember the moment you got a job offer and you felt really happy. So you could say, I felt elated when I got the job offer. Use it in different contexts. Try to write 3 to 5 sentences with the word in different situations. Like, she was elated by the surprise party. He looked elated, smiling ear to ear. Try to use the word consistently because memory fades fast. If you learn a word today but don't see or use it again within the next few days, you'll probably forget it. Just try to naturally fit the word into your day, whether you're texting, journaling, or even talking to yourself. Strategy number 3, don't overthink the grammar. You see, when you want to speak English, you overthink the grammar and sentence structure. Like you've studied the first conditional, the second conditional, the third, or even maybe the mixed conditional. But when it's time to actually speak, your brain goes into overdrive. You're like, wait, should I use the third conditional or the second conditional here? Okay. I think it's third. Then you get stuck on the structure. You're like, oh, wait, is it if I have? If I would? You see, all those pauses slows you down. All those ums start to chip away at your confidence. You don't need perfect grammar to speak English well. Seriously, nobody cares if your grammar's perfect. Just speak. Fluency is about to be able to say what you mean, not saying it perfectly. So instead of focusing on getting everything right, focus on getting your message across. Speak with simple grammar and simple sentences that you're comfortable with. Let's say you want to say something using the third conditional, like, if I'd studied harder, I would have passed the exam. But your brain freezes. You're not sure if it's had studied or would have studied. So instead of focusing on getting everything right, just try to say it in a simple way. Like, I didn't study, that's why I failed. Or, I failed the exam because I didn't study enough. Or you can say something like, I needed to study more, then I pass. You see, the same meaning, no complicated grammar, no stress. The trick is you're still communicating the idea clearly and confidently without advanced grammar. But this is about being in an English conversation, to just keep talking. Later, when you go back home, review it. Try to look at what didn't come out right or where you got stuck. That's the time to study and practice the advanced version you were aiming for. You'll eventually be able to use the third conditional in your sentences. Using advanced grammar can be built by time. But keep in mind, when you're in a real conversation and you forget a complex structure, don't panic. Just say it in a simpler way and keep going. That's fluency. All right, that's it. That's why you understand, but you can't speak English. And remember, you're not alone. This is a super common challenge that everyone faces when learning a new language. I went through it myself. My friends went through it. And now that I teach English, I hear my students talking about it all the time. All right, if you have any question, like about my fluency journey, or if you'd like to share your experience with me, drop a comment. I'd like to hear from you. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.